Guys, if you're a student in India right now, chances are that your friends and your colleagues around you are pursuing a course called the US Certified Management Accountant. Now, on a daily basis, the Zell employees or the Zell team, we face hundreds of questions about the US CMA course. So we thought we'd make a video for all of y'all who are asking these questions and answer them one by one in great detail. So I hope that this video will help you out with all the questions, or rather all the frequently asked questions that you might be seeing or you might have in mind about the US CMA course. Hi guys, I'm Rushil. I'm a part of the academics team at Zell Education, and at Zell, my job is to ensure that students across India pass their US CMA within one attempt. Guys, without wasting any more time, let us jump into today's video. So, the very first question that I want to answer is, what are the advantages of pursuing a qualification like the US CMA? Well, if you're a graduate or if you're pursuing graduation, chances are that you might want to start working the minute you're in your second year, final year, or the minute you graduated. Well, as you know, the current landscape is very, very competitive, and you want to try and gain every edge possible over other peers that you're competing with. This is where a professional qualification like the US CMA comes in. It will provide that additional edge you need to secure that interview with a very reputed company, or it might just give you the edge in a technical round, so on and so forth. The US CMA is a qualification that is renowned or that is recognized worldwide for management accountants. So if you want to end up in the big fours or in one of these tech companies which all require management accountants, by the way, then chances are the US CMA will help you get there. Coming to question number 2, what are the benefits of pursuing your US CMA? So what does the US CMA do? So the US CMA would be expected to take a lot of data. They would be expected to process this data and create basically a framework for decision making for the management. Now, when you're a US CMA, you will understand how to analyze data very well. You will understand costing aspects of business very well. You will be able to understand strategic finance decisions of a company or other decisions that a company needs to make very well. So these are the 3 benefits that you have. Other benefits that are non-academic in nature are things like you'll be able to complete this course within 6 to 9 months. It is a qualification that is offered by the IMA, which is a body that is based in the US, right? And all of you all know that any body or any course that is provided from the United States of America inherently holds a lot of value. Now, these are some other benefits, but the academic ones, of course, are that you'll understand costing very well, you will understand finance very well, and you'll be able to process data very, very well. Coming to the next question, guys, is CMA a good career option? Now, again, if you're someone who wants to work in the higher echelons of management, not right away, but eventually, if you want to end up in one of those CXO positions, right? Could be a CFO, could be a CBO, anything of that sort, then chances are that the US CMA will help you get there. The proof is in the fact that the number of students that are pursuing US CMA has grown multifold in the last few years. So if you're someone who is currently in college, chances are a lot of the peers are pursuing US CMA. Also, if you do a quick LinkedIn search, you will see the amount of people that are currently either pursuing CMA or have completed CMA, so on and so forth. If you go to the IMA's website, you will see the number of candidates that are either pursuing CMA in India right now, or the number of members that they have globally. And this is a number that has again grown multifold. Companies are finally starting to understand the value of a US CMA and are finally recognizing it at a similar position to that of an Indian CMA. Which brings me to my next question of whether a US CMA can work in India, or it is a degree that is mainly looked at for people who want to pursue their careers outside India. Well, like I said in my previous point, the US CMA is now seen as an equal to the Indian CMA. However, the US CMA has an added benefit, the fact that it is recognized in so many countries across the world, meaning you are not restricting yourself to India. Of course, if you want to work in India, there's many, many companies that hire US CMAs. All the multinational companies that are outsourcing their business to India will want US CMAs in their team, but there are also a lot of Indian firms that will hire the US CMAs. However, if you mainly want to make your career outside India and not in India, then the US CMA is probably the best option for you. And that brings me to my final question of the day. Often I am asked, is the US CMA a good enough course standalone, or does it need to be paired with any other degree? Well, there are a few options that you can pair the US CMA up with. Before I get to that, I want to make it very clear to all of you all that the US CMA on its own is a good enough degree and that you do not need to pair it with any other degrees. However, if you want to specialize in the field of finance, I would recommend you do your CMA followed by your CFA. If you want to make your career in management or rather in business, you pursue a CMA, then you go for an MBA, so on and so forth. So your options are endless. If you want to make a career that is in the field of auditing or taxation, you do your US CMA followed by either ACCA or CPA. You can pair it up with any of these courses and it will lead to you having a great career. Alright guys, with that being said, I hope I have answered every single question you had about the US CMA course in this video. If there are any further questions or if you want a part 2 to this video, make sure you leave your questions in the comments below so the Zell team can get back to you with a response. Thank you for watching.